Scott Bloomquist dies in plane crash. According to local officials, late-model dirt racing icon Scott Bloomquist passed away in a plane crash close to his Mooresburg, Tennessee home. He was 60 years old. The Federal Aviation Administration reports that at approximately 7:50 a.m. on Friday, a single-engine Piper J3 aircraft crashed into a barn. The declaration was made on behalf of Bloomquist's mother, Georgie, by family friend Reed Millard, who stated that the vintage aircraft belonged to Bloomquist and crashed at his family farm. Bloomquist's death in the Friday incident was later confirmed by Hawkins County Mayor Mark DeWide. The event is being looked into by the National Transportation Safety Board and the FAA. According to World of Outlaws, Bloomquist had a storied career that included 9 national championships and more than 600 wins in various touring series since he made his debut in 1980. He was inducted into the National Dirt Late Model Hall of Fame in 2002. According to Brian Carter, CEO of the World Racing Group, Scott Bloomquist's legendary status not only grew out of his accomplishments on track, but his innovations throughout the dirt late model industry. He was instrumental in rebuilding the World of Outlaws late models to enable it to develop into what it is now, as well as in dirt car racing. Over time, his effects also aided in the development of racetracks and chassis. Everyone will miss Bloomquist's inventive mind and intense love for the game. On Friday, the racing community mourned the Hall of Famer. Tony Stewart, co-owner of Stewart-Haas Racing and 4-time NASCAR Cup Series champion, referred to Bloomquist as one of a kind and among the sharpest men he had ever met. Scott Bloomquist was unique, and when it comes to dirt racing, he's probably the smartest guy I've ever been around, he remarked. The creativity with which he built his race cars matched his abilities behind the wheel. He was a formidable competitor both on and off the track, and his accomplishments and personality matched each other. He added something special to dirt racing, and his presence will be sorely missed. Sad to hear of Scott Bloomquist's loss, remarked former NASCAR driver Clint Bowyer. There are countless stories. His life could not possibly be contained in a single film. A series is required. Beat King, a 39-year-old rapper and producer from Houston who was also known by the stage name Club Godzilla and was well known for his club hits, passed away, his management announced on Instagram on Thursday. In addition to being an artist, the real-life Justin Riley was a father of 2 daughters. Beat King passed away on Thursday. However, manager Tasha Felder has not disclosed the cause of death. August 15, 2024, is today. We have lost Club Godzilla. For more than 10 years, Beat King has been the best feature of the club. Felder remarked, his sound will live on forever because he has produced and collaborated with so many artists. He cherished his music, his fans, and his daughters. Club God parenting. We shall always adore him. The 22 and 20 song Then Leave by Beat King became popular on TikTok and the Houston radio stations. However, as music reviewer Joey Guerra of the Houston Chronicle notes, he became well known in 2010 when he released his album Kings of the Club. Just last month, his most recent CD, Never Leave Houston on a Sunday, was made available. On his Facebook page, Beat King states that he attended Booker T. Washington High School. Fans and well-known figures in the music industry, such as 3-6 Mafia and Houston rapper and businessman Bun B, who collaborated with Beat King, are honoring the memory of the late musician. In an Instagram tribute, Bun B described him as a great-spirited person. We lost our father and a gifted artist. Beat King made a recent appearance in Houston at the Toyota Center during Nicki Minaj's May tour stop. Rock and roll artist Greg Kihn, well known for his 1980s smash songs Jeopardy and the breakup song, passed away. His age was 75. According to a statement Kihn's management team released on his website, the artist passed away on Tuesday from Alzheimer's illness. Kihn was signed to Berserkly Records and relocated to the San Francisco area in the 1970s after being born in Baltimore on July 10, 1949. With the breakup song, which was released in 1981, his Greg Kihn band got their first hit. His songwriting approach melded folk, classic rock, blues, and pop. Jeopardy debuted at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 Songs list in 1983, after only Michael Jackson's Beat It. The song was also frequently seen and heard throughout MTV's early years. Kihn frequently used his name to parody humorous titles for his albums, such as Keantagius, Citizen Keen, and Rock'n Roll. Original MTV VJ Martha Quinn paid tribute to him on social media on Thursday, writing, "Thank you, Greg, for the Rock KIHN role, and my condolences go out to his loved ones." In the 1980s, Weird Al Yankovic created a parody of Jeopardy titled I Lost on Jeopardy. Variety noted that Keane adored it and felt that it gave his song a greater chance of an afterlife than it would have had otherwise. Keane remarked, "It was a brilliant parody. When he asked me to be in his video, I had a great time." In addition, Keane worked as a nationally syndicated nightly radio host and a long-standing DJ for KUFX radio in the San Francisco Bay Area, beginning in the mid-1990s. He also penned short stories and novels. In a July birthday message, Keane apologized for not updating his fans for almost a year and thanked them for their birthday greetings, referring to his followers as Keanefolk on his Facebook page. "It's finally time for me to relax after so many years of touring and doing radio shows," he remarked. "I sincerely appreciate all of your love and support, both now and in the past. Go forth and rock." Peter Marshall. According to his publicist Harlan Bowl, Peter Marshall, the multi-Emmy award-winning host of the beloved game show Hollywood Squares, passed away on Thursday from kidney disease. He had an 8-decade career as a singer, actor, and MC, but he is most remembered for hosting more than 5,000 episodes of the original game show for more than 15 years. Marshall even made a joke about wanting boredom to be listed as his official cause of death. Lori, his 35-year wife, claims that he passed away in his Encino home in the company of loved ones. In 1966, Marshall was chosen to host Hollywood Squares, a game program where competitors could win squares resembling tic-tac-toe with the likes of Paul Lynde, Joan Rivers, Rich Little, George Gobel, and Wally Cox. Seeing his sister, Red River star Joanne Dru, enter the modeling world inspired him to pursue a career in show business when he was still in his teens. He was hired as an usher at Paramount Theater and a page for NBC Radio. In 1944, Marshall was drafted into the Army and sent to Italy, where he worked as an armed forces radio disc jockey. In 1949, he formed a comedic partnership with Tommy Noonan, who would go on to act in Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. They performed in theaters, nightclubs, and on The Ed Sullivan Show. He had a contract with 20th Century Fox in the 1950s, and he co-starred with Noonan in the comedies The Rookie, Swingin' Along, and the comedy Ensign Pulver from 1964. Radio broadcaster Bert Healy played a significant role in John Huston's 1982 adaptation of the musical Annie. Marshall had a part in the West End production of Bye Bye Birdie with Chita Rivera and starred in Skyscraper with Julie Harris in 1965. He performed as Georges in almost 800 productions of La Cage aux Folles, both on Broadway and on the national tour during the 1980s. The albums Boy Singer, No Happy Endings, and Let's Be Frank were among his many releases. He also had his own program on the nationwide Music of Your Life radio network for almost 20 years. He narrated the 2017 documentary Wait for Your Laugh, which followed Rose Marie, a regular on Hollywood Squares and the former host of Dick Van Dyke Show. His autobiography, Backstage with the Original Hollywood Square, was released in 2002. On March 30, 1926, Ralph Pierre Lecoq gave birth to Marshall in Huntington, West Virginia. Son Pete Lecoq, daughter Suzanne Browning and Jaime DeMarco, and wife Lori survive him. In 2021, David Lecoq, his son, passed away from COVID-related problems. Marshall had 12 grandchildren and 9 great-grandchildren under his belt. Louis Soto, his caregiver, was also honored in his obituary. Donations in place of flowers can be sent to Mercy Kids Therapy and Development Center in St. Louis, Missouri, Actors and Others for Animals, or the no-kill animal shelter, the Lang Foundation, located in Los Angeles. No announcement has been made regarding services. The Wrap originally published the story, Peter Marshall, Emmy-winning Hollywood Squares host, dies at 98.